I do remember my first bet very well. It was a £5 free bet. I saw an advert for a £5 bet on one of the advertising boards by the side of the pitch. After my first bet, I just began to watch sport a bit more. I began to be more interested in football and rugby. I began to read up about it a bit more. And I began to gamble more. I kept it a secret, kept everything a secret from Emma. A tennis match was coming up. I needed £1,000 to win all my money back in one go if that bet was successful. And I lost that bet. I'd stepped over a line. I'd gone from being someone that just has an occasional bet to someone who was doing something more serious. I began to put bigger bets on, larger bets. I began to spend more time gambling. I began to withdraw as a husband. In the end, I lost £750,000 over the course of 3 years. I'd lost my job directly as a consequence of my gambling. Emma had left, she'd taken the children with her. Well, I reached rock bottom. I realised I was either going to take my own life or I was going to commit a crime. And that's when I was completely broken, totally humiliated. I had a black bin liner of stuff and £73,000 worth of debt. But now it was all out in the open, I could do something about it. And the first thing I did is I got down on my knees and I asked God to forgive me. And I asked him to come in and fix me. I went along to Gamblers Anonymous and discovered I wasn't the only one out there. I began to exercise again, and that helped me with my self-esteem, which was very, very low. I was ashamed of what I'd done. I run a recovery course at my church, which is exciting. We get 40 or 50 people each week that come along with all kinds of addictions. And giving something back is really important. So life now is much better. Got my priorities back. I've got my relationship back with Christ. And I do feel for any addiction that you really have to replace it with something that's more wholesome. And for me, that's my faith, my relationship with God.